So it's Friday, only a half day in the office today. My main job for today is I'm filming some agility drills that we're thinking about putting into track time. If nothing else, they'll become a video up on our Core Advantage channel. I'm using the ladder, I'm using some cones, some of the drills just need space, but it got me thinking about the idea of the killer app. So the idea of the killer app is that whenever you're buying technology or tools or kitchen utensils, the whole reason you want to buy something is because it's got what's called a killer app. That one function that is absolutely essential that you have to have that item for. So when it comes to tools, you buy screwdrivers so that they can screw in screws. That's its killer app. Whereas you buy a hammer to hammer in nails. They've got two different jobs. You wouldn't use a screwdriver to hammer in a nail. That's not its killer app. That's not its job. And so the same applies to gym equipment. Every piece of equipment you buy serves a purpose and has a killer app. The trap bar, for example, its killer app is the core lift. Whereas if you want to do an RDL, which is much more of a hamstring dominant hinging pattern, you're better off using the barbell. I mean, you can use the trap bar, but it's nowhere near as effective. The barbell is better for an RDL. One really big problem in the fitness industry is people love to tell you that their piece of equipment can do all the jobs and you don't need anything else. Now that might be true for some things, but TRX systems, suspension systems and rings, they really have like 5 killer apps, maybe less. The invert row is really their best one. But if you go to a TRX course or any other suspension trainer course, they'll tell you you can do hundreds of different exercises on their piece of equipment.
You can perform over 300 exercises to build total body strength, flexibility.
And yeah, you can, but that's probably not the most effective or most efficient way to do it. It just happens to be the thing they sell. Now don't get me wrong, I love suspension trainers and I think they're absolutely brilliant. Every gym should have one, and if you're picking a gym, you should definitely pick one that has access to TRX or some form of suspension trainer. But the big problem is people pick equipment first, not exercises or movements or patterns first. Pick the pattern or the characteristic or the quality you're chasing, and then use the equipment that you have at your disposal to fit that goal. So that brings me back to what I was talking about today at the start. I'm talking about agility ladders. So agility ladders are great, and we have one and we use it sometimes, not all the time, but it has a place. The problem is when people use the agility ladder for everything, and every drill has to fit into that piece of equipment. It doesn't. You want to use the agility ladder for a couple of key drills. I think the Icky Shuffle is fantastic. I think lateral quick feet type movements are good, but when people get too complicated and start adding everything and trying to fit into the mold that is the agility ladder, that's when you have problems. Have a piece of equipment that's good, like the rings, like the agility ladder, like a trap bar, like a barbell, but make sure you're using it for its purpose. Use it for its killer app. Don't try and mold your exercises into the piece of equipment. I only train with barbells or I only train with kettlebells. Don't be an equipment or a tool guy, be a movement guy first, and then use the tools to facilitate what you're looking for. End rant.